Welcome to Super Seller Sunday. Today we are featuring Keith Red, who is a dynamic seller online. He's actually been doing this for a long time, but we're going to let him tell us all about it. Welcome, Keith. How are you?
So far so good today. It's been a good day. Like most of them are, as long as you're on the right side of the ground, I guess.
That's right. Keith, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in selling online?
Like everybody, I started on eBay. I want to say it was like 1998. I mean, it was like right at the beginning of the internet age. And I just kind of just messed around, sold stuff here, sold stuff there. Baseball cards. I was really big into baseball cards back then. I saw it as a possibility even back in the early stages of selling and just the internet. But at that time, it was just no way in the world. For me to quit my day-to-day job and try to become a drop shipper in 1998 and early 2000s, man, people would have been trying to commit me somewhere, and they would have been telling me I had lost my mind. I kind of backed off of it. I mean, I've sold off and on ever since the early years, but like I was telling you the other day when we were talking, I really started selling it full force about 9-10 months ago. I had an injury about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and I don't work. I mean, I'm at home every day, all day, completely by myself. So I had to come up with an income, and so I really went full bore. I mean, presently right now I have 9 eBay accounts.
9. Wow.
Nine. I've actually got 3 Facebooks right now, but 2 of those are actually disabled. I don't know. I guess I've hit something on their auto bots over the last week and a half to 2 weeks, where they just constantly are making me hit a review and go through that service with them on a regular basis. But I've got 9 eBays. I have 2 Facebooks. I had Amazon. Amazon is very difficult. If you're watching this, you know what I mean as far as Amazon and their policies and procedures. But it is what it is. I mean, I enjoy doing it. Pay my mortgage. I pay my truck payment. I pay my car payment. I eat. I do everything my 5-year-old wants to do. I'm living, so I know I'm making.
Sounds like the 5-year-old's in charge.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, that's not even a question. Everything I've got in my house is female, outside of one German Shepherd. Like I said, the German Shepherd and me are buddies during the day, but when they get home after school, it's turns into their dog again.
That's right.
Yeah,
So when we were talking the other day, we were talking a little bit about your process to be able to research and find good products. And I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that today and how you figure that out. And I realized that Facebook, you can have the same thing on 5 different platforms and everyone's going to get a little bit of a different result. Everybody's platform has that thing that will work.
Yeah.
And so in finding that, can you kind of help us understand exactly how your process works so that people can kind of get an idea of what they could maybe try for themselves?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I told you, everything that I do, it's not really earth shattering. I really go by the seasonal pattern kind of thing. Like right now, we got Halloween coming up. We've got fall coming up. We've got Christmas behind that. But for the last 6 weeks, I've been selling fall products. I've been selling Halloween products. I've been doing everything. If it's brown and orange and it looks like fall and pumpkin spice, I have put it on my accounts. Like I told you, say I take 10 items. And out of those 10 items, 2 of them hit really hard. I go back to those 2 and I micro search or whatever you want to call it, those 2. And then I put those back on Facebook or those back on eBay and just go from there. And I would delete the other ones off. I mean, everybody knows it's all about views and it's all about algorithms. And if, you could pay somebody $1,000 for their class or whatever their way of doing things, but nobody understands those algorithms. I mean, you'll never convince me that somebody's got the key to that. And
yeah, well, I mean, even with Google, everybody's just kind of guessing, and that's one of the reasons why we have the platform that we do.
I mean, for me, Facebook Marketplace and Facebook Shops are a gold mine. And I hate to use that term because God forbid, I hope they don't come to me and just kick me off and all that kind of stuff, but they take 5% off the top. I mean, that is so much easier than anything else you'll ever do. eBay is a huge market. Amazon is a huge market, but Lord, they tax you to death and they policy and procedure you to death. And Facebook, you get instant feedback. And, also going back to how I find listings, they're right there. I mean, on every single marketplace, you can look at any seller in the world, see how much feedback they have, see how well their listings are selling. And I tell you, if I have got to tell you, if you look at an item and this guy is selling a coffee mug and it's sold 15,000 times in the last 3 days, if I have to tell you that you might need to find a coffee mug, I don't really know that this game is for you. If I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it doesn't make sense. I mean, I don't know, and I'll probably come off as arrogant or however you want to say it, but I mean, this is not a hard game. You know, you just find items that make a lot of sense and try to sell them. I micromanage everything. I've got 3 VAs right now. I told you I've got 3 VAs, and by the way, that's the best thing in the world you could ever do is get some of this heat off of you, where you don't have to answer customer service, you don't have to make all the listings, you don't have to make all the orders. Just any kind of help that you can get. These people will do work for you for $4, $5, $6 an hour. And I'd rather let them do it, to be honest with you, because that opens me up to try to expand, try to make more Facebooks, more
So
accounts.
how did you train them?
All 3 of mine have been with me for at least 4 or 5 months. The longest one has been with me for about 9 months. And we had a lot of growing pains at the beginning. We had a whole lot of weeks, even 6 weeks and 2 months, where I didn't get any sales. But we both stuck with each other because I felt like she was doing a good job. Once she started hitting on products, we started going back to what I was saying earlier. We started micro managing the products. Mm-hmm. You know, if we found, I don't know, like a portrait or whatever that goes on the wall, we started putting 10 of those on Facebook, and I would put 10 of those on eBay, and, you know, we would both work together, and we just kept going from there, just kept on scaling from there.
And when you say we put 10 of those on, you don't mean that same poem gets put on 10 times. You're saying you put that poem on, and then you find other poems similar to that, yes, and you put those ones on, yeah, because it's what people are feeling and liking for, yeah, their impulse buy at the, yeah, moment.
Right. Like products. Like, okay, products. Yeah,
okay,
absolutely. I mean, you know, not trying to get political because you're not supposed to talk politics or religion, but during the election, you know, anything that you put on there with Joe Biden or Donald Trump, and that's going to probably get us kicked off of Facebook and YouTube, but anything you could put on there at that time was selling. Mm-hmm. You know, pro or con, whichever way you go, you know, it didn't matter. Somebody was going to either like it or hate it. Mm-hmm. And I made good money back then. You know, just, I mean, hey, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. You know, that's what we're all here for, is trying to make money as easy as we can, just trying to pay our bills so we can not work all the time
and live a better life.
Yeah.
So how are they searching for products when they do search, the girls?
I try to stay away from Amazon as best as I can now, even though everybody, you know, knows about Amazon Prime and the 3-day shipping and everything like that. But Amazon will take your buyer account from you in a heartbeat. I mean, it's no other way of saying it. When you ship 60 things out on a weekend to 60 different addresses, Amazon didn't become the business they are by being stupid. I do sell some stuff from Amazon, but we move it all around. I mean, we do a lot from eBay, a lot from Walmart, which I don't really like Walmart either, to be honest with you. I found that Walmart is incredibly unreliable because a lot of those people are also marketplace sellers. The shipping just doesn't work out for me a whole lot of times. But we use everything. Banggood is a new one that one of the ladies have brought up, and she started to bring it up.
I've heard about Banggood. I've actually been hearing a lot about it lately.
When she asked me about it, I told her, I was like, I don't know a thing about it, but if you can make money, I spread the money back around. Mm-hmm. You know, I said,
if it's reliable and it proves to be reliable, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, because I don't do a whole lot from overseas. I don't do anything from Alibaba or AliExpress, and I know people are going to look at this and say that I'm missing out on money and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know. I'm not going to pay money for something to be shipped over here and it gets stuck out in sea somewhere and I never see it. I would just as soon stay with what I know works.
To find products that are actually shipping from the United States only.
Yeah, absolutely.
To guarantee a delivery. You know, I actually think that it's pretty amazing that you've been doing this since 1998. Back in 1998, when I first started selling on eBay, I sold little marshmallow ornaments for Christmas.
Nice.
That was, you know, when my babies were little and we're like, oh, we need some extra money for Christmas. That's what I came up with. And I bought Midwest of Cannon Falls. I bought a bunch of ornaments and I sold them all on eBay. Made all the money that way.
I mean, I remember doing the early drop shipping. I mean,
Mhm.
I remember it. I mean, I don't remember the company I used, but they sent me a book that was about that thick. And I remember combing through that book and going through hundreds of products and nothing hit, nothing hit. But every once in a blue moon, one thing would sell. I remember selling leather jackets. I mean, they'll tell you how long ago it is because nobody wears leather jackets. You know, I found leather jackets, brown and black leather jackets that I could purchase for $40 and ship to somebody else for
Mhm.
120. I mean, you know, you do the math there. I mean, you
Mhm.
know, that was great. I remember having a conversation at the time being with anybody who would listen. I told them, I said, I can make money doing this, but you know, you couldn't
Mhm.
quit your job 25 years ago and do this, where people are making viable careers and viable incomes all day, every day now.
Right.
But if I would have done that 25 years ago, oh my gosh, man, they would have told me I lost my mind, and I would have lost my mind probably. I was a police officer back then, so can you imagine a police officer leaving a police officer's job back then to become an online commerce seller?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we had a furniture repair and restoration shop. I opened up a website. I wrote a website that sold molding, you know, that you would trim, that you would put on your home. I had it all figured out how I was going to do it. I put it up there and it was like crickets. And my brother-in-law at the time, who had a big internet company and stuff, he said, Lisa, he's like, your idea is really good, but it's not yet. You're too far ahead of the game. And I
Yeah,
was like, what do you mean? These people should be buying molding. That's really perfectly good. I got this one and this one and this one. It's all great. I took all this time to put it together. It was a big no. And it was a complete fail. I had to just scrap it. But now,
yeah.
if we could take today and backtrack 20 years, can you imagine how awesome that would be?
Hey, you be selling your product for a couple $1,000s a week like some of these other people are.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Because
absolutely.
I just had one of our suppliers in town that I had negotiated a rate for, you know, how much per linear foot, depending on it. And I put it out to get it sold.
It's not hard. It's really not hard if you're willing to work at it and make some mistakes.
Mhm.
I mean, that's the biggest thing. I mean, everybody, like on all the boards, even possibly your board, everybody wants everybody else's products. You know, do it for me kind of thing. You know, and
Mhm.
a little bit of work goes a long ways. I mean, once you find what hits, and then you just go out from there, just expand from there. There's money to be made, and it depends on just how much money you want to make. You know, are you trying to make your $60,000 income? Then you're gonna have to work for it. You know,
Mhm.
but if you just want to make enough money where you can take your wife or your husband out to eat without having to worry about spending $100, that's easy all day long as far as I'm concerned. But again, like I said, I have been doing it for a while, so maybe I take advantage of it. Maybe I'm a little bit more aggressive and a little bit cockier than I need to be as well. I don't know. It's not hard. I can just tell you that. I mean, I don't know, and I'll help anybody. I mean, you know, you've talked to some people that we've know in common. You know, I don't have a wrong. I'll help anybody.
Do you have any advice for our viewers?
The VAs is a big deal for me as far as I'm concerned. I I took off once I quit trying to do it all and realized I couldn't do it all. Once I got help, I've got 3 VAs. I think I told you, but once I got help, and each one of my VAs do something different. All three of them list. All three of them list about 10 products a day. I have one that does nothing but orders. I have one that does nothing but customer service, and I have one that does nothing but listing. It takes it off of my plate, and if they need something, I'm always there for me. You know, they'll message me or they'll text me or Facebook me or something like that. I'll give them a reply and move on. But if I don't have to sit there and do customer service for 3.5 hours trying to make $2, you know, I'm just not going to do it. You know, we just move on real quick. But you get out what you put in. I mean, that's so cliche. But if you're not
Yeah.
willing to work, you're not going to make any money. It's kind of like this. Wouldn't you rather work at your own desk, at your own house, with your own kids running around, as opposed to driving 45 minutes somewhere and working for somebody else in a
I,
job that you absolutely hate?
yes,
I mean,
me right here.
I mean
That's exactly.
that's
Hmm.
just the way I say it. You know, you're not going to find many people that like their job. And this is a job where you can work at your house, do your own laundry, wash your own clothes, wash your own dishes while you're making money at any time that you want to do it.
A couple of things really quick, because our very first Super Seller Sunday that we did, we actually interviewed Rihanna and Divine, and those were
Don't
our,
bug.
and we talked about virtual assistants.
Yep.
Absolutely phenomenal women.
Yep.
And in fact, that's how I met you, was through Rihanna. She has a virtual assistant group. Link that below for anybody who wants to go and look for some virtual assistants. To be able to have a virtual assistant and leverage yourself and bring yourself to the next level. I mean, that's a game changer for anybody's business.
Well, and the thing that gets me is most of these people, young ladies or young men, are $3, $4, $5 an hour. I feel like it's stealing. And I've actually asked mine, hey, are you making enough money? I want you to be able to make sure that you're making enough money in order to work hard for me, because it all rolls around. I've basically been told that $4, $5 an hour is $20 an hour here.
Which is a great income for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. I mean, with that, and I've also told you as well, when I'm doing well, I pay it forward. I will send those young ladies money in a heartbeat and tell them, hey, I love you. Thank you. Keep doing a great job. If I make money, because look, I'm almost 50 years old. I realize I'm on the back nine of my golf career. I realize that. I understand that. I'm not going to be a multimillionaire. I'm not shooting for that. I want to make enough money to where my 5-year-old wants to take dance, she can take dance. If Robert and I want to go out to eat, we're going to go out to eat. I have a 23-year-old too. I think I told you that. I'll let everybody else do the math. If my 23-year-old needs help, I want to hand her $100 and not have to have a fit about it.
I sure appreciate you coming and talking and just spending a couple minutes and stuff with us. And you're going to probably get flooded with questions and ask for help. But realistically, I'm going to tell everybody right now, if you're looking to have a virtual assistant, go over to Rihanna's group, because she's got loads of them. I was just seeing her approving new virtual assistants today. In fact, I even texted her and I was like, looks like you've been busy.
Yeah, she tickles me. Rihanna's great. Divine is great. I mean, I've got a couple of Divine's young ladies, and I'm not going to tell you who they are because I don't want them to go work for anybody else.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate you.
Yes,
Let us know if we can do anything to help you.
Yep, same thing here. I'm right here for everybody. I'll do the best I can.